You're amazing, and I'll prove it. I've been doing a series called Teach Them the Game, and it's all about when I was growing up. I like to hold or to hang out with the older people, male and female, and learn from them the things that I needed as I went through life, and I could learn them at a very young age because they had the wisdom. And so I would hang out with them and ask them questions and listen to them and learn from them. And now that I'm 62 years old, I'm passing some of that wisdom on to you that I learned at a young age, and at the same time passing the wisdom on that I've learned through my 62 years. Today I'd like to talk to you about bills. And when we go to high school and we get out of high school, we don't have a clue how to handle our bills, and nobody's ever taught us and all this kind of stuff. So when my kids were growing up, specifically my daughter, uh, when she was about 11 years old, my wife and I decided that we were going to teach her about bills. And so, as you know, most kids or many kids, they'll get an allowance, and then they just go out and they spend their allowance. Well, we decided that what we were going to do was we were going to give our daughter $25 for allowance. Now, hang with me because I know that sounds like a whole lot, but just hang with me for a minute. And those $25 we gave to her in $1 bills. And then when we gave her the $25, we'd be sitting at the kitchen table, and we would then hand her bills. One, a piece of paper that we literally would have a piece of paper right there, and we would have electric on it, and we would hand her a bill. And on the electric bill, it would have a number, three for $3, or five for $5, or whatever it was. And we would do electric, we would do water, we would do car, we would do any of them that we thought of. And each week when we did this, we would sit down and she would pay all of her bills. And by the end of her paying her bills, she would wind up with about $5 left over. But in those bills that we gave her, the other thing that we tried to do was we made a bill called personal savings, Jessica's personal savings. And so Jessica would also have to take $1 and put it into her savings. And my wife and I were able to do this for a number of years. And the interesting thing is that my daughter is now in her mid-30s, and she's incredibly good with money and how to handle it and all this kind of stuff. And when I got out of high school, I didn't have a clue. It took my wife and I years before we really were comfortable. And my daughter, to this very day, is better with money than I am. And my son, unfortunately, his mom died just about the time that he was 11 years old. And I became a single father, and we had a whole bunch of other things happen at that same time. And I was unable to pass that wisdom on to him. And it's not like he's bad with money, but in comparison to his sister, he struggles with money. And so that's one of the things I would pass on to the parents of young kids now, is to start teaching them about how to pay their bills, and that when you get this money, it's not all your money. It's, you've got all these bills that you've got to pay. And you can put in the consequences of what happens when you don't pay the bills, or if they've turned their light off in their room all week long, give them a discount, because that way they save some money, and they learn. So this is Neal the Crazy Inventor, trying to pass on some wisdom to the young parents of today, which includes my daughter and my son, and my beautiful grandchildren. So you're amazing, and I'll prove it. Neal the Crazy Inventor. Thank you.
To learn more about Neal G. Brownell's book, You're Amazing, and I'll Prove It, click on the link below. If you like this video, please hit the like button and hit subscribe to get more You're Amazing videos.
You're amazing, and I'll prove it.